This smartphone is only 4,790 pesos. Hey guys, Lay here from Unbox, and in this video, let's talk about this budget device, the Redmi 7A. Before we get to that, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our content. We are on the road to 100k subscribers. Konti na lang. Let's do this. Also, we have an ongoing giveaway for the Basiest Digital Life Pack. The mechanics are in the description box below. Do check it out. Feel free to join. We will be drawing the winner on August 3. Okay, back to the Redmi 7A. I already unboxed it, but I will share what's inside the package later on. For now, I'd like to share our list of pros and cons to help you decide if you are considering buying this device. You know what? Usually when I come up with a list of pros and cons, I try to focus on the features, but there's one thing about this device that I just can't ignore. Pro number one is the price. The Redmi 7A is one of the most affordable entry-level smartphones that you can get today. As I mentioned earlier, it's only 4,790 pesos for the version with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage, and that's what I have with me right now. And it's 5,290 pesos for the one with 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage. It even costs less than the Realme C2, which is already pretty affordable. It's amazing how Xiaomi manages to sell their products at these price points. Pro number two is its large battery capacity. The 7A has a 4,000 mAh battery, which means that the phone can last you the whole day, even more depending on your usage. We ran the battery benchmark and it clocked in at 15 hours and 35 minutes. Number three is the design. It has no flashy gradient, it's not made out of glass, but considering the price, it looks simple but not cheap at all, and I appreciate that. Ours has a matte black finish, although it's also available in blue, and from what I've seen in photos, that color looks pretty good too. Beyond the looks, what I really appreciate in this phone is the grip. It's not slippery, the curves make it easier to hold, and it's the right size for my hands. It's actually one of the few phones that I'm willing to use without a case, which actually works out because it doesn't come with one in the package. You get a few smudges here and there, but overall, it's not that much of a fingerprint magnet. Fourth is the internals. While most devices at this price point have a MediaTek SoC, the Redmi 7A runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 439 octa-core processor. I know that there are some people who are particular about having a chipset from Qualcomm, and here it is on a budget device. It might have some trouble handling heavier games, but we'll test it out anyway on a separate video, and let's see how it does with some of our favorite games from Google Play Store. I might as well mention it here. It runs on Android 9 Pie and MIUI 10. The fifth pro is the display. It has a 5.45-inch HD Plus display that's no AMOLED for obvious reasons. However, the colors and viewing angles are still decent, just don't use it under direct sunlight. Lastly, the phone has a decent camera for the price. The main rear shooter is at 13 megapixels and the selfie camera is 5 megapixels. Here are some of our sample shots. Under good lighting conditions, the photos turn out pretty well, the colors are realistic and the saturation is pumped up but nothing extreme. The contrasts are generally well balanced, although it can be overexposed sometimes. The phone cameras do struggle under low light conditions, but that's expected. As for video, it can record 720p or 1080p. Stabilization isn't too great, so use a tripod or monopod for best results and find good lighting. Now let's move on to the cons. Honestly, it's hard for me to find fault in this device just because it's so affordable and whatever feature it lacks, I can just let it pass. But anyway, here's a list of things I wish it had. First would be a USB Type-C port. It would have been a shocker if it came with one, but it doesn't as expected. Again, I can't complain. Even with a micro USB port though, it has a 10-watt fast charging feature. Second would be the RAM. I can't help but wish that it came with 3 gigabytes even just for the more expensive variant, but it is what it is. Third would be the bezels. The ones on the sides don't really bother me, but the one on top and the bottom are quite thick and noticeable. Fourth, it has no fingerprint scanner. It does have a face unlock feature and it works pretty well, but as I've mentioned before, fingerprint scanners are still more secure. And that's it for the pros and cons segment, but I did promise to show you what's inside the box, so here it is. It has a user guide that nobody reads really, the warranty card, SIM ejector tool, the micro USB cable, charger, and the phone itself. There's no jelly case or earphones, although the phone does have a 3.5mm jack, so the package is pretty basic, no frills, but again, for the price, we can't complain. So what do you guys think of the Redmi 7A? Is it worth it? Let me know in the comment section. Before we end, again, we have an ongoing giveaway for the Basiest Digital Life Pack. The mechanics are in the description box below. Feel free to join. Good luck! And that's it for this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Leia. Bye!